Time for the day, beautiful people. Time for the day. Betwabble, Tiffany. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Okay. Let me scroll through this real quick. Let's see. 45. 46. Okay. We're gonna do 44 through 46. I'm sorry. Is that 46? I'm sorry, it's 47 I meant. Because 46 and 47 are really short. Alright, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. It is day 278 of year 2 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, day 642 of the 2-year consecutive count. Remember, and that is without the feast day Sabbaths and the regular Sabbaths added into the daily count. Betwabble, Trina. All right, y'all, today we're going to read Psalm 44, 45, 46, and 47. 44 and 45, they're probably like regular size chapters, but 46 and 47 are pretty short, so that's what we're doing for. Okay. All right, y'all, let's get right to it because my kids are waking up and I hear them. All right. Psalm chapter 44. Oh, Yah, we have heard it with our own ears. Our ancestors have told us of all you did in their day. In days long ago, you drove out pagan nations by your power and gave all the land to our ancestors. Just remember what he's talking about. The land, people. You drove out the pagan nations by your power and gave all the land to our ancestors. You crushed their enemies and set our ancestors free. They did not conquer the land with their swords. It was not their own strong arm that gave them victory. It was your right hand and strong arm and the blinding light from your face that helped them, for you love them. You are my king and my God. You command victories for Israel. Only by your power can we push back our enemies. Only by your power can we push back our enemies. Only in your name can we trample our foes. Only in your name can we trample our foes. Remember, this is King David, way back in the day. Pay attention. I do not trust in my bow. I do not count on my sword to save me. You are the one who gives us victory over our enemies. You disgrace those who hate us. Oh, Yah, we give glory to you all day long and constantly praise your name. But now you have tossed us aside in dishonor. You no longer lead our enemies to battle. You make us retreat from our enemies and allow those who hate us to plunder our land. You have butchered us like sheep and scattered us among the nations. You sold your precious people for a pittance, making nothing on the sale. You let our neighbors mock us. We are an object of scorn and derision to those around us. You have made us the butt of their jokes. They shake their heads at us in scorn. We can't escape the constant humiliation. Shame is written across our faces. All we hear are the taunts of our mockers. All we see are our vengeful enemies. All this has happened, though we have not forgotten you. We have not violated your covenant. Our hearts have not deserted you. We have not strayed from your path. Yet you have crushed us in the jackal's desert home. You have covered us with darkness and death. If we had forgotten the name of our God or spread our hands in prayers to foreign gods, you would surely have known it. For he knows the secrets of every heart. But for your sake, we are killed every day. We are being slaughtered like sheep. Wake up, O Yah. Why do you sleep? Get up. Do not reject us forever. Why do you look the other way? Why do you ignore our suffering and oppression? We collapse in the dust, laying face down in the dirt. Rise up, help us, ransom us because of your unfailing love. Somebody was doing something that got them in trouble. Just think about Achan. Remember when Joshua, they was going up against their enemies, and nobody could defeat Israel to this one particular day. And all of a sudden, Israel started losing, and they had to retreat from their enemies. Why? Because there was sin in the camp. They had touched the thing that Yahuwah told them not to touch. Achan had taken clothing and money and stuff, and he put it in his tent. Not only did he just put it in his tent, he dug a hole, hid it in the ground, and put his stuff over it. So on the surface, it looked like he was innocent. But, bruh, y'all dealing with Yah, who reveals the secrets of men's hearts. Did you think he was going to get away with this? Psalm 45. Beautiful words stir my heart. I will recite a lovely poem about the king, for my tongue is like the pen of a skillful poet. You are the most handsome of all. Gracious words stream from your lips. Yah himself has blessed you forever. Put on your sword, O mighty warrior. You are so glorious, so majestic. In your majesty, ride out to victory. Defending truth, humility, and justice. Go forth to perform awe-inspiring deeds. Your arrows are sharp, piercing your enemies' hearts. The nations fall beneath your feet. Your throne, O Yah, endures forever and ever. You rule with a scepter of justice. You love justice and hate evil. Therefore, Yah, your God, has anointed you, pouring out the oil of joy on you more than on anyone else. Myrrh, aloes, and cassia perfume your robes. In ivory places, the music of strings entertains you. King's daughters are among your noble women. At your right side stands the queen, wearing jewelry of finest gold from Ophir. Listen to me, O royal daughter. Take heart to what I say. Forget your people and your family far away, for your royal husband delights in your beauty. Honor him, for he is your Lord. The princess of Tyre will shower you with gifts. The wealthy will beg your favor. The bride, a princess, looks glorious in her golden gown. In her beautiful robes, she is led to the king, accompanied by her bridesmaids. What a joyful and enthusiastic procession as they enter into the king's palace. Your sons will become kings like their father. You will make them rulers over many lands. I will bring honor to your name in every generation. Therefore, the nations will praise you forever and ever. Psalm chapter 46. Yahuwah is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear when earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. What?
Yeah.
I know it's beautiful, isn't it?
One of the clouds in the sky.
So we will not fear when earthquakes come and mountains crumble into the sea. So let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. A river brings joy to the city of our God, the sacred home of the Most High. Yahuwah dwells in that city. It cannot be destroyed. From the very break of day, Yahuwah will protect it. The nations are in chaos and their kingdoms crumble. Yahuwah's voice thunders and the earth melts. Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come, see the glorious works of Yahuwah. See how he brings destruction upon the world. He causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear and burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, is here among us. Yahuwah, the God of Israel, is our fortress. Last chapter for today, y'all. Psalm chapter 47, and it's 9 verses. Come, everyone, clap your hands. Shout to Yahuwah with joyful praise. For Yahuwah Most High is awesome. He is the great King of all the earth. He subdues the nations before us, putting our enemies beneath our feet. He chose the promised land as our inheritance, the proud possession of Jacob's descendants, whom he loves. Yahuwah has ascended with a mighty shout. Yahuwah has ascended with trumpets blaring. Sing praises to Yahuwah, sing praises. Sing praises to our King, sing praises. For Yahuwah is the King over all the earth. Praise him with a psalm. Yahuwah reigns above the nations, sitting on his holy throne. The rulers of the world have gathered together with the people of the God of Abraham. For all the kings of the earth belong to Yahuwah. He is highly honored everywhere. And that, my beautiful people, is our reading for today. That was 4 chapters, Psalm chapter 44, 45, 46, and 47. But don't have much for you today. Remember, the promised land, like it says, the promised land is here on the earth. Yahuwah's people inherit the earth. The righteous inherit the earth. So there is a portion of the land that Yahuwah's people have inherited. Just like different nations, like China, just look at it like that. Like China, they have China. Like the Japanese, they have Japan. That's their land. Of course, you got America and Americans or whatever, but you have to understand the story behind America. When you have to realize that this land was taken over by people who it did not belong to, as well as a lot of other places. And with the scattering of everything, it's just saying that we are going to get to go back to our promised land, right? That's always happened that way. We're scattered, we got to come back. We were scattered, we got to come back. We were scattered, we got to come back. Until that last time Yahuwah said, I'm done. This last captivity is going to be a really, really long one. 400 years. He told Abraham in the beginning. They're going to go 400 years. And your descendants and all manner of evil things are going to happen to them. And all this other stuff. He told them in the beginning. So we're filling out... we finished that 400 years. A lot of people say, the 400 years is August 20th, 2019. No, that was the beginning of the last year, the 400th year. But we actually completed the full year of the last year of captivity of that 400 years, August 20th, 2020. Remember, the first year, the prophecy began in August 20, 1619. From August 20, 1619 to August 20, 1620, it completed a full year. That was the first full year of captivity. It was a process of time until they got everybody out of the land, but it started with Judah. That prophecy is specifically for Judah. And it started in 1619. So remember that. If you go back and look at historical documents, you can line this stuff up. And also remember, there is a lot of other pieces to that puzzle. So you also have to remember the Spanish Inquisition is part of all of this. That happened before 1619. But the 1619 prophecy is the time period where what Yahuwah told Abraham, that's when that began, right? So historical documents, all this stuff can prove what I'm telling you guys. Y'all know that. I say it all the time. But just in case you may have missed it at some point in time while I was talking about it, there you have it. So you can notice a change. Some things are getting worse. Some things are getting better. You will see...
The sun's coming out.
I know the sun is coming out. You will see a mixture of some things happening. More black people are getting able to gather more resources to themselves. Not a whole lot of us, but a great deal than what has been happening before, and with the inventions of technology and it being worldwide, the world is watching what's going on here in America. Why America of all places? They give you a whole nother reason why the world watches America. But I'm telling you, the world watches America because the sons and daughters of Jacob are here. Not all of us. Remember, the 10 of the tribes were scattered first. So they were scattered by Assyria. And so they were everywhere. So you hear the argument with people saying, we were already here in the Americas. That's true. But you have to know the full story. You still belong to us, and this America is not your home. You were scattered first, and you were scattered here, which is why they found a lot of Hebrew-speaking people here when they began to bring Judah and Levi and Benjamin here and scattering us here. Ooh, watch it. That's why they had people here who could understand our language, because you guys were of the 10 tribes who were originally first scattered because of y'all shenanigans and not keeping Yahuwah's law, statutes, and commands. So y'all were kicked out first. We came after you, you know. But yeah, so you have to have all the pieces of the story and quit these nonsensical arguments amongst ourselves, thinking, oh, this is our land, we need to stay here. I'm like, no, this is not your land. You were here for so long and truth wasn't passed down to you. You also inherited lies. But this is not your homeland. Yes, you were here, you integrated with the people here, so it seemed like that this is your place, and some of y'all have actually inherited some lands from the people who you have intermingled with. But this is not your home. This is not your home. This place belongs to somebody else. But so I figure I'd just say that. But all that, guys, there is a lot of historical proof. There's a lot of stuff that's being released and coming to light, and I see a lot of different people of our people have different pieces of the puzzle, which is why I truly believe one of the dreams that I had, Yahuwah was showing me different people. He said you have to get the people to work together. Everybody has a piece of the puzzle. So if everybody can work together and bring their pieces and not think, oh, I know it all. I got all the information here, and we're here. This is where we go. You're off a little bit, you know, and you may lead some people astray, you know. So if everybody understand that, hey, I don't have it all, we missing pieces of the puzzle. Look for the other missing pieces. Connect with the other missing pieces so we can have a bigger outlook, and it will begin to cause us to unify. We know what's going to happen because Yahuwah said, I am going to join the house. Hey, move, back up. Back up. I am going to join the house of Ephraim. Remember, the house of Ephraim or the house of Joseph is the 10 tribes. The house of Judah is Judah, Benjamin, a lot of Levi, and some of Simeon. Remember, Yahuwah told King Solomon, because of he let me tell you, our people are so hard-headed and don't listen to nothing. We're in this trouble because of hard-headedness. And even in the Torah, the instructions, all kings are to write a copy of Torah, handwrite a copy of Torah for themselves, and they are to study and meditate in it day by day. And within that, Yahuwah said kings are not to multiply wives unto themselves. Did they listen? They did not listen. And although Yahuwah didn't harp on them about it, it led them astray. It caused King David to sin with Bathsheba. You know, King Solomon loved many women. What did Yahuwah say? What would happen when you multiply women to yourself? That they will begin to turn your hearts away from him. They thought they could beat the system. And a lot of our people who are waking up to who we are and going back and learning about our culture, some of us get stuck right here at this whole polygamy or polygyny, however you want to pronounce it. But Yahuwah said absolutely not. And although he didn't harp on it, it's still part of the command. Even though you may not have been the king over the nation, but you at least are the king of your home, right? Kings shall not multiply women unto themselves. You know, how many of y'all can handle, men can handle multiple black women? If you can handle multiple black women, we need to do some inspection into these black women that you are multiplying unto yourself, you know, because apparently they're silly women, you know, because if you have a strong-minded woman or black woman who actually knows Yahuwah's laws and keeps them, she ain't going for a lot of this foolishness that a lot of y'all try and pull, you know. And not just the men, but our women too. You know, it goes both ways. I've been seeing a few articles lately about some of our women, and they call it another thing. Well, it's still polygamy, but they have multiple, they like 2 husbands. I'm like, first of all, what black man is going to allow his woman, you know, you got people, they do some freaky stuff or whatever, but you got 2 husbands, like y'all got married. Like how I don't even want to know how that works, because I know it's a freak show behind closed doors. You ain't got to tell me, you know, because now you're playing a game of of a terrible game of hearts, and somebody gonna get cut. So this is crazy. So, but anyway, our people are going back to learning about our some things in our culture that Yahuwah has frowned upon, and they thinking, oh well, our people did this, and a lot of these guys, like I said, they're multiplying women to themselves and wives and stuff, and thinking they can just. And I've seen, so I actually went through and I watched some of this stuff, and I couldn't believe it. It made me sick to my stomach, and I wanted to throw up, because they think they be holding the Bible. Oh, I need to study, teach the word to the people. I got these wives. I got one over here doing this. I got one over here doing this. But at night we all come together and we do this. And I'm just like, this is sickening. This is what y'all teach people. Y'all teaching people this is okay. I'm like, first of all, it's unsanitary. Y'all passing bacteria back and forth to one another. Because if you sleep with one woman and then you go sleep with another woman, I don't care if you do wear a condom, you're passing bacteria. And it's going to show up in one of the women, or probably both of them women. Maybe if you go to the second woman, it's going to show up in the second woman. But if you come from the second woman and go back to the first woman, she's going to get it too. Which means that you are an infector, you're carrying bacteria. I mean, it's on a scientific and medical scale, it's unsanitary, it's unclean, and I don't know why a lot of people don't understand that, because you have some of these women who are speaking out about this, and they come out of some of these relationships and they say they just couldn't get rid of yeast infections. I'm like, bruh, I knew I wasn't tripping, because I know what happens to the body when people mingle people. If that makes sense, so, but y'all can't do this. And they actually, wait, baby, put that on the counter. They stand up and they will fight to keep the sins in our culture that Yahuwah said should not be one man to one woman. It's a different thing if you are no longer attached to a person, or the person whom you were attached to passes away. If we go back and we look at some of the stories. What, Pooh?
I poo.
Girl. Okay, very good job. All right, give me a second.
Not poop in my pillow.
Oh my God, y'all hear that? Yeah. Girl, get out the kitchen. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, I'm live. The whole world has heard what you just said. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this video short, so there is no way to edit that out. Y'all heard that. Okay, but let me just finish this. Our people fight to keep the sins that Yahuwah has frowned upon. And they're fighting over stuff that they're going to get in trouble for anyway. They bringing kids into it. Sure, I know, right, girl? They fighting over stuff. You tearing up hearts. Kids are being confused about things. And it's just a mess. And people don't study. They just like to take garbage that's been regurgitated to them, and they keep on living it like it's the truth. Just because you see all these people doing it does not mean that it's right, So I'm at the point, I'm like, I'm checking you out. I don't care what title you carry on yourself, whether you in government, well, y'all get what I'm saying, in church, government, or whatever, you outside of that, if you put a spiritual title on yourself, and I check into everybody, I just don't want to find myself in a place where ignorance has caught me off guard, right? So I'm gonna go check into some stuff, and everyone you should check into things. You should be diligent about those things and check into it anyway. That's how a lot of us got in trouble. We regurgitating a bunch of garbage, repeating a bunch of garbage, and we don't even know what Yahuwah has said himself, which is why it goes back to the reason why we're reading this out loud daily, so everybody can see what Yahuwah has actually said out of his mouth, and we can see who has repeated it. They're playing a game of telephone. Who's repeating it correctly without changing the integrity of the message, and who is passing a new message and changing little bits and pieces along the way. We can see this played in the Bible, but you have to know first what the authority, what Yahuwah has said, and who then begins to change the message, right? So, and we all will be held accountable for what it is that we are teaching our children, and the messages that we are repeating, and the things that we're telling people that Yah has said that he did not say, you know. So, all right, y'all, I gotta go ahead and end this video because of the shenanigans just now. All right, so guys, the blessing is found in Numbers chapter 6. Remember, the first 21 verses is the Nazarite value. If you're not familiar with what that is, go read it. It's a really good read. The last few verses, verses 22 through 27, is the blessing. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, May Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. All right, beautiful people, I'm done. That's it. And I think I lost my train. I think I was saying something else. But if I remember it, guys, I'll tell y'all tomorrow. Bye. Peace.